Patricia Balone with a CTV News update. Well, the storm is coming, but we're prepared. That's how county health officials characterize the current surge in COVID numbers in Prince George's. With the mask mandate reinstated, officials updated residents as to ongoing efforts to fight the newest COVID variant, Omicron. All county schools have gone back to virtual lessons until January. School CEO Dr. Monica Goldson says just last week, nearly 1,000 students and more than 260 teachers tested positive for the potentially deadly disease. While some leaders have balked at the county's decision, school officials say that they followed state health department guidelines.
Those criteria includes evidence of substantial, uncontrolled in-school transmission, additional time needed to identify, notify, and exclude close contacts, logistical or safety concerns arising from the number of cases and close contacts, and the recommendations of local public health and medical professionals. When we made the decision to suspend in-person last week, each of these criteria was in play.
Goldson continues to encourage eligible students and parents to get vaccinated. A school board member says the decision to temporarily move PGCPS students to virtual learning was abrupt. Shayla Adams Stafford represents District 4 on the Board of Education. She says she found out about the district transitioning to online learning about 15 minutes before it became public via email. Adams Stafford says there are still a lot of unanswered questions.
I think that this type of decision that involves so many stakeholders and has so many consequences for student learnings, this would have warranted maybe a special meeting or, an emergency meeting. But, that didn't happen. And so right now, we're really just trying to ensure that students and families have everything they need to be successful.
The school system is on day 2 of virtual learning. Well, new COVID-19 cases here in Maryland are increasing at an alarming level. The state reports that more than 6,200 new cases in the last 24 hours. And new data shows that the testing positivity rate is at 11.64%. Nearly 1,400 Marylanders are hospitalized with the virus, including 47 since yesterday. Senator Jim Rosapeps says it's an outrage that there is a shortage of COVID tests. In a press statement, Rosapeps says the lack of tests is a lethal danger to the community. Rosapeps says the tests are and funds are here and questions why drugstores, schools, employers, and health departments are not delivering. He urges them during this winter's COVID surge to, quote, get their acts together. Rosapeps is a member of a COVID response panel and also sits on the Senate's Vaccine Oversight Work Group. Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski tests positive for COVID. The Democrat executive says that he is asymptomatic, in quarantine, and working from home. He says it's unclear when and where he may have contracted the virus. Olszewski is fully vaccinated. The White House says it will boost the supply of rapid at-home COVID test kits. The Biden administration plans to purchase 500 million kits to ease the shortage of supplies. Biden also plans to mobilize 1,000 military medical personnel to assist area hospitals overburdened with new COVID cases. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Balone. Looking for health insurance? The deadline to sign up for the Maryland Health Connection is fast approaching. The story after the break.
COVID-19 has changed how we express our faith and gather to worship.
We all want to get back to how we pray,
how we congregate, how we lift our voices in praise. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to spreading the word without spreading concern.
Before we can safely come together, we need the facts.
As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it?
Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
With your help, we can end breast cancer. We are all stronger together.
Welcome back. Well, Senator Paul Pinsky speaks out about a legislative audit released last week. The report says that more than $190 million in pandemic-related purchases lacked appropriate records. 15 of the state's 848 emergency pandemic procurements were examined. Out of the 15, 11 were not obtained properly according to Maryland law. 3 did not even have formal written contracts. Pinsky says he's particularly appalled about a non-competitive contract with a company called Blue Flame Medical.
Blue Flame was put together, a company, by 2 political operatives from Capitol Hill who were Republican lobbyists. They had only been incorporated for 48 hours before they pitched the Maryland administration to buy their masks. And they were not vetted. They had no track record, but they're Republican political operatives, and the state of Maryland gave them a contract, almost sight unseen. And then they found out that they couldn't deliver on time. They had to cancel part of the order, and it was an abomination.
The report was also critical of a nearly $12 million purchase of COVID tests from South Korea. All of the 500,000 test kits were quietly sent back and replaced with a second order. The replacements cost an additional $2.5 million. Although 92% of the replacement kits were used, the audit found that their reliability was questionable, with specific concerns about erroneous false positive results. Time is running out to enroll in health coverage for next year. Marylanders have until December 31st to sign up for health insurance through Maryland Health Connection. Coverage is expected to begin on January 1st. If you enroll during the first 2 weeks of January, coverage will begin on February 1st. For more information, visit the Maryland Health Connection website. Prince George's officials are focusing on public safety efforts aimed at reducing violent crime. The county has seen an uptick in crime during the pandemic. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks has announced that her office is providing grant money to bolster an anti-violence program. A request for proposals is now available for nonprofit organizations in the D.C. metropolitan area. The groups will support the efforts of the Hope in Action Anti-Violence Project. The program will provide grants of up to $50,000.
And so we're looking for agencies who already offer mentoring services, after-school programming services, enrichment activities, basic wraparound services for youth and young adults who are facing or at a higher level of violent interactions. One of the exciting pieces of the program is that we'll have a peacekeeper initiative where we will send out boots on the ground workers to go into the community and to be able to help mitigate violent intentions, really stop them before they happen. And those peacekeepers will also offer services at schools and also through faith-based community.
The request for proposals is available until January 14th. For more information on how to apply, call 301-952-4729. A Hyattsville man is shot and killed in D.C. It happened just after midnight yesterday morning in the 200 block of Allison Street in Northwest. 17-year-old Samuel Hernandez was pronounced dead on the scene. District police are offering $25,000 for information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case. A proposal to construct a natural gas pipeline beneath the Potomac River was thought to be dead. In 2019, Maryland's Board of Public Works voted unanimously not to grant an easement. Canadian company TC Energy filed an appeal, but the case sat. Now the dormant case has new life after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled on a similar case from New Jersey over the summer. Since then, the company has quietly been renewing construction permits for the project. Environmentalists are upset at how quickly an extension of the permits has been approved, even though state officials have voiced their opposition to the pipeline. Still ahead here on CTV News, the former mayor of Capitol Heights is aiming for a seat in the Maryland State House. We'll have details next.
Why is ambition respected in men and criticized in women? We may think ambition in women is a good thing, but because of a lifetime of cultural stereotypes, we react negatively. That's unconscious bias. But can unconscious bias really limit women's success? Well, when asked to draw a leader, the vast majority of people, both men and women, draw a man. When we imagine positions of power, we erase women from the picture. Today, only 5% of CEOs are women. It's time to challenge cultural stereotypes and outmoded mindsets. The world is a better place when we support one another's ambitions, whatever they may be. Together, let's question the biases that hold people back. Voice our ambition proudly, without apology. Model ambition for our sons and daughters. Our ambition is to challenge double standards to help achieve women's equality. What's yours? I'm Mindy Kaling, and I embrace ambition.
A local leader is throwing his hat in the race for state delegate. Sean Malden is running for the District 24 seat. Malden is the executive director of the nonprofit The Malden Foundation. He is also the former mayor of Capitol Heights. Malden says building healthier communities is one of his top legislative priorities.
When I get to Annapolis, I'm going to look to try to create legislation in such that our children know that nutritional science should be a fundamental part of what they learn, so they know how to eat properly so they can avoid some of these issues long term. I'm excited about it. I think it's something, well, while it may not be the most popular, it's what we need as a community, so I'm excited to get behind it.
Malden was suspended as mayor of Capitol Heights earlier this year. He says he went into service to make a change for the community. A woman may join the long list of Democrats that are vying for the state's top job. Former Anne Arundel County Executive Laura Newman is setting up a campaign committee and plans to decide in the next few weeks whether she'll run for governor. That, according to Maryland Matters. Newman served as a Republican but has re-registered as a Democrat. 9 men are currently running for governor in the Democratic Party. Meantime, former state delegate Angela Angel of Prince George's County has announced that she's joining the race for the 4th Congressional District. She'll go up against Delegate Jazz Lewis and former State's Attorney Glenn Ivey. A familiar face is serving as Upper Marlboro's top leader. As CTV previously reported, Sarah Franklin was sworn in as mayor last week. Franklin was elected as commissioner in 2020. She also worked with the town's events committee for a few years. Franklin says one of her top priorities includes revitalizing the downtown area.
People want to see some economic development happening downtown, so that's in there right now. People want to see more recreation. That's in there. People want their places to be safe. They like to see speeds go down, and they'd like to see their roads in better conditions. So those kinds of things are in that plan right now.
Franklin also says the town has approved funding to help residents who are struggling during the pandemic. Oh, let's get a quick check down our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of rain, a low of 33. Wednesday, mostly cloudy and breezy with a high near 48. Thursday, sunny with a high near 44. And Friday, Christmas Eve, partly sunny with a little bit warmer with a high near 51. And now for your community calendar, the Maryland Department of Transportation is hosting an online application workshop for Spanish speakers. The workshop will guide the Hispanic business community through agency applications. The free workshop is part of the Maryland is Open for Business initiative. The virtual class will take place Wednesday, January 12th at 10 a.m. To sign up on Eventbrite, you can look for the Alliance for Hispanic Commercial Contractors. And that wraps up our newscast. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great evening.